boxing fans will watch the best fights possible.
When do you expect the Crawford Rocha fight to happen?
We do have a purse bid coming up in the next few weeks, so if we can come up with a formula with some kind of we can come out with an agreement, then the fight's going to happen relatively soon. These guys want to fight each other really bad, so I can see this fight taking place in the next 3 months.
And so you want to make a deal. You want to make a deal before you get to the first bid.
Well, it all depends on what Crawford is asking for. It all depends on what Rocha's going to cost. We'll take it from there.
Oscar, you keep on saying this is like a Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya fight that happened years ago. You keep on comparing it to that. What do you think is running through Ryan's emotions when he faced up to finally getting this big fight? What do you think is running through his emotions at the moment? And what have you told him today?
I think it's excitement. Excitement. You just can't wait. This is exactly what he wanted. He's been wanting this for a very long time. So I think it's all excitement. It's all motivation. Fighting the very best. In Tank Davis, he's motivated.
Oscar, like exactly like
he's motivated. He's training harder. He's training smarter. He's running more miles. He's doing everything right. He's doing everything perfect. His weight is down. Everything is perfect. So he's motivated, not only in training but mentally. He's doing everything.
Oscar, this is a fight that obviously huge magnitude. Everybody's anticipated this fight. It's gonna open more doors for other fighters to fight. During the prime, like Bernard said, like in the 80s and 90s. A perfect example yourself. You always said, I fought the best. You have to fight the best. You don't have to wait till after they're done with the prime.
Sure.
Yeah, is this going to open the door for this throughout the year, the next few years?
Yeah, well, look, me and Bernard Hopkins are the perfect example of prime versus prime. When I fought, I loved fighting fighters in their prime. That's just who I was. So if we can make this fight happen, then it can open up the doors for the rest of the world, for the rest of the fighters to say, hey, wow, I mean, if these guys can come together, it's PBC, Golden Boy, Showtime, The Zone, then why not fight the very best? This is a perfect commercial for that reason.
Don't know if you said, but you said that this fight's gonna end in a knockout. It's gonna end.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna end in a knockout or gonna go out 12?
No, it's gonna end in a knockout.
Sure,
I have no clue who's gonna win by knockout, but it's gonna end by knockout. I think the power is too much up in that ring. There's two guys who just are very powerful and they're explosive. So I'm sure, whoever lands the first punch is going to win the fight.
Oscar, and in certain respects, a lot of people are favoring Tank, but I guess in some respects, do you, hold Ryan to a different level? Meaning, like, do you respect him more for taking on such a fight like this, as opposed to like a soft touch and keep building up his record? Like, how much do you respect Ryan for taking this fight, man?
Yeah, no, look, I respect Ryan for really being so adamant. I remember they asked me like 3 years ago, would you put Ryan against Tank? And I was like, no, I wouldn't. Tank has all this experience and he's older, and Ryan Garcia's coming up and he's younger, but now he's ready. He's ready for anybody, and so I have to respect both guys. I have to respect Tank and Ryan. They're literally fighting each other for supremacy. They're fighting each other to see who's not only the very best, but but to show the world that there's nothing wrong with fighting a prime fighter, an undefeated fighter. There's no reason with it. Look, somebody's always got to go, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Does he kind of remind you of yourself, man? You were a guy when you were in your prime. You fought all of the killers, man. So does Ryan kind of remind you of yourself in that respect?
Well, look, beating a Tank and then following it up with other prime fighters, and he's got to earn his stripes just like everybody else. So look, I prided myself in fighting the very best, and I sure wish that this fight here kind of reminds the world, reminds the fighters that when you fight the very best, when you fight fighters in their prime, there's no loser. There's no loser whatsoever.
The fight is at 136. sorry, the fight is at 136, but let's just say 135 for argument's sake. Sure. Would you kind of consider Tank the best guy at 135, better than Shakur, better than Devin? Do you consider Tank the guy?
Tank is the guy.
Gotcha.
Tank is the guy. There's no doubt about it.
Gotcha.
Tank's the guy.
This is a fight that's been building up for a long time now. Was there anything specific or anything in your mind that kind of put it over the edge as far as now the fight is actually happening?
The fight had a lot of obstacles in front of it, and we just kept chipping away. That's basically it. A lot of patience. That's what it took. But more importantly, the fighters wanted to fight, and we as promoters, we as networks have to listen to the fighters, and so. I'm a huge advocate of young fighters fighting each other, undefeated fighting each other. That's what I did. So I was very adamant as well. Hey, let's make this fight. This fight is what saves boxing today. And here we are.
Oscar, you were a big lightweight, similar to Ryan's build. How would you fight Tank?
I mean, look, we take a bat in there. I would take a bat in there.
Man, your face
look,
is down.
I had, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what to say. You got me there, man. Look, I fought every style. I fought every style in the book. I'm a huge advocate of the jab. That's it. I'm a huge advocate of the jab. The jab stops everything, no matter what. And what you do after, it's on you. But I would throw double, triple, 4 jabs, 5 jabs, and then go combinations left and right. I love throwing 4, 5, 6 punch combinations on your toes. You got to fight them long. But who knows? I don't know the boxing. I don't know what the
Fighting.
The boxing boys. How do you feel like to have so many fights that didn't come through?
Yeah.
And now this one did. Does that like solidify you as a promoter, as a fighter? Like, how are you feeling to see all this come together?
No, this is just another day at the office.